Welcome everybody to the very first Ask Big B episode. I'm going to start doing this every single day. Super excited about it, where I take questions from the incredible people that follow me. And here it goes. First question is from Susan Spanner, and she asks 4 questions. Thank you, Susan. One is, what was the turning point that brought you to be observant? It was like this. I used to be in the nightclub business, as a lot of you people know, and I was making a reality show, and this is about 8 years ago, and pretty much I was so excited. Kim Kardashian had just come out with the Kardashians at that time. Everybody was talking about reality shows, and I wanted in because I figured if I made myself a celebrity, people would start paying me to come to their nightclubs, and I used to bring people like Drake and all these people to come to my nightclubs. So I started filming a reality show, which was so much fun, me with the celebrities, me in the nightclubs, and when I went to go air that on television and I saw the first episode, I absolutely crashed. I did not want to be the guy on screen. He stood for drug, sex, and rock and roll, and I said to myself, that is not the guy that I want to be for the rest of my life. I want to be a good standing member of society. Boom, that was the moment at which I said to myself, there must be another way to live. I looked towards every other religion in the world, every other ideology and ism in the world. Finally, my mother said to me, before you go to the Buddhist monastery, why don't you go to shul? Why don't you go to synagogue? And I did, and I fell in love. Beautiful. Thank you for the question. Number 2. When you mentor youth, what do you find to be the main theme of their challenges today? Youth, I see it's one thing and one thing only. They're concerned with 2 issues. One is girls and the other one's friends. That's about it. In a youth's mind, if you could solve these 2 problems, if you could talk to these 2 problems, then you win with youth. Next. What do you want to be 10 years from now? It's not all about the money. So I'm talking in terms of your spiritual growth. In 10 years from now, my goal is to be the #1 most influential Jewish businessman on planet Earth. Number 4, how do you know who to trust and bring into your inner circle? This is something that I struggle with a lot, Susan. I am a very trustworthy person. I don't have trust issues. Generally, I look at it like this. People fit into 2 categories for me. Do they want to see me succeed? Do they not want to see me succeed? If you want to see me succeed, if I get a good feeling from you, if I get the yes feeling, I'm bringing you in. I'm not such a, private guy, such a secret guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I feel for 1 second that you are against me or you want something bad for me, my life, my family, my business, you're out. That's it. It's binary by me. There's no middle. It's either you're in or you're out. That's just the way that I roll. Bring people to your inner circle that want to see you win. That's how I do it. Yona Weiss asks, thanks for doing this, Berel. What are some of the toughest decisions you've had to make in starting your new business, and how did you deal with them? One of the toughest things that I've had to do in my new business was starting it and continuing when I was alone. Being alone is the hardest thing on planet Earth, especially when you're in a business, especially when you're just judging yourself and you wake up every single day and you don't know how you're going to make that next sale. The toughest thing that I've experienced personally was coming into an empty office with no decorations on the walls, with nothing going on, me alone, and persevering and being judgmental about myself because I spent a couple extra minutes in the bathroom and being judgmental about myself. How could I do such a thing? So that's the toughest part that I had. And those times, the answer is just go forward. Just keep on putting one foot in front of the next. And the toughest decisions that I had were to bring on people full time. Once I started to bring on people full time, I started to get a momentum and I started to get a crew around me that would push me. So a lot of times I'll come in, at 9:30 in the morning to the office, and my guys are already here since 8 o'clock cranking when I was doing my thing on the side. So that's the toughest thing. Coming in every day, pushing forward, going strong. Joel Kazir asks, there is a fine line between self-esteem and haughtiness. How do you define that line? How do you define haughtiness, self-aggrandizement, and actual business, and where do you draw the line? Great question. So a lot of people ask me, Berel, you have a beard, you have a kippah, you stand for Judaism. How do you go out there and jump on top of cars and claim to be, an observant Jew and do all these things? So here's the answer, how I answered in a nutshell. One is I try to bring God into everything that I do, meaning no success that I've ever had is mine. No failure that I've ever had is also mine. Everything at the end of the day comes from God. So A, bring God into every part of what it is that I do. And B is try to teach people and help people grow and learn and so they could build their businesses. I genuinely want to see people succeed. I genuinely want to see people grow. So between those things, God and helping people, boom. I think that I don't have to worry about haughtiness. I don't have to worry about self-aggrandizement. I leave it for somebody else to worry about. I just focus on the finish line.